Good day, everybody. Welcome to Bill's Nano's YouTube page. I want to welcome everybody. A little bit about me. Um, I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and I've been in and out of the hobby since I was 7 years old, which is probably a couple years ago. Um, had fish when I was younger. I've raised guppies, goldfish. Throughout my lifetime, I bred and raised betas. Um, some glowfish I actually bred out a while back. But unfortunately, there were points in my time in my life where I was in and out of it, in and out of it. And now I'm in the position now where I'm stable in my life and I'm starting a business, breeding and raising nano fish to get out there to new and old hobbyists. Just to let you know, you're probably going to hear a lot of ums because I'm trying to get my brain to work before my mouth works. But that's just me. I'm just a down, um, average guy. Um, I believe in a lot of things because being in the military, I believe in the Second Amendment. I believe in a whole bunch of other things, but I'm not going to get into politics on my channel. This is all about the hobby, raising fish. You can see behind me I have 3 aquariums set up. Does it take a lot of money to get started? No. Can you spend a lot of money? Yes. Will you fail? Probably. If you don't fail, that's great. But there is a high chance of having failure. You'll kill a few fish. Is that the fault of you? No, it's being new. You can even be in a hobby for a long time and something happens. You can have an ammonia spike or you can have something different and it will kill all your fish. Don't get discouraged. Don't run out of the hobby. Try again. I believe in if you fail one time, you get back up and you start again. There's a lot of people out here on YouTube. There's a lot of help. There's a lot of knowledge. There's a lot of people that'll help you out. If you send a message, a lot of time people will get back to you. I certainly will. I'll take the time to find out the answer. If I don't know the answer, I will get the answer. I will research it and I'll find it out for you and get back to you with the correct answers. Um, Now, getting into the hobby, a lot of people will go out, they'll get a new setup, spend three, four, $500 on a new setup, buy fish, put them in the tank. A week later, guess what? They're not there anymore. They're dead. Um, so don't let that discourage you. Do you have to necessarily go out and buy everything brand new? No, you don't. Might take a little bit of elbow grease to get it cleaned up, like this tank here and this one right behind me over here. They're used tanks. They had a great price on them. They're free. Um, I'm just getting my fish room set up. This is the star here, the three. I also have 29-gallon tank, and I actually acquired a 125-gallon tank. I got to build stands for both of them, but it's a work in progress. I just hope everybody sticks with me on my journey. This is a business for me. I'm starting it up, and I don't have millions of dollars or thousands of dollars. I'm just an average paycheck to paycheck kind of guy, and I'm building it up slowly. Everything takes time. Do I think I'm going to be a millionaire in next week, next month? No. Am I going to be it a year from now? No. But the business will gradually grow. Because for me, failure is not an option. It's what was burned into my brain back when I was in the Marine Corps. You don't fail. You get up, you keep going. But anyway, throughout my journey here, I'll be talking a little bit more about me. If anybody has any questions on anything, feel free to ask. I'm not going to hide anything. I want to be transparent about everything. So that's the way it should be. There should be nothing hidden out here. So it is what it is. Now, this tank over here, the 5 gallon, again, I got that used, and as you see, it's a planted aquarium. It took me about 3 hours to clean up the way I want to. Put in a dirted bottom in it with a sand cap on it. There's a lot of different things you can use out here. You can use substrates, you can use gravel, you can use whatever you want to use. This is something I'm trying this time around because I've had gravel in the past, plastic plants. They just didn't work out for me. Yes, I had success, but was it the success that I wanted? Absolutely not. So this time, plants grow in dirt. Guess what? Let's try the dirt. There's a lot of things out there. There's two sides to this business, or even raising fish. One side says you have to get all this stuff over here, and the other side says you're doing it wrong. You got to do it this way. Well, you know what? Both sides have good ideas. I'm taking both ideas and I'm bringing it in the middle to where it should work. Through the years of trial and error that I've had, this should work. People will tell you having a dirty tank, not to put oxygen in it, just let it go with the ecosystem. Well, you know what? In nature, it rains. A lot of fish are found in streams. Well, guess what? There's constant oxygen being put up in that water. So guess what? I have a filter with air going into it to help create oxygen. Am I going to do a CO2 system? No, because out in nature, there's no CO2 out there oxygenating plants. Plus, if you want to get into it for yourself, go ahead and try it. I've seen a lot of disastrous stuff happen with that stuff. You don't need CO2 infused tanks. Let nature take its course. You're going to have stuff that dies off. But if the CO2 system was to fail, it's going to over-oxygenate the water and kill everything you have. Plants, fish, anything you have in there is going to kill it. So, you can do what you want to do. Me, I choose not to. A little bit of air flowing in there. Putting in a little bit of fertilizer in with it. And let nature take its course. I woke up today, came down. I had to finish planting my other 10-gallon tank because the last couple of days I've been doing cleaning, planting plants and everything like that. And I seen in the bottom, there's a baby fish in there. I believe I know where it came from, but from what I was told from where I got the fish from, that the fish was nowhere near having babies. But guess what? I have a little one swimming around the bottom. I don't know if there's any more. I hope there's some more. Because then what ended up happening is I lost everything but one female. So there you go. It's a failure. Did I stop? No. I'm just keeping going. In one of my tanks over here that's in the brand new tank, I got some white clouds I bought the other day. Apparently the white cloud over in Asia is pretty near extinct. So what's going to keep that type of fish around? It's going to be the breeders. It's going to be people having aquariums. Excuse me, I got to get a drink here. So anyway, in this other tank here, I've got some Galaxy Rasboras. Why do I like Galaxy Rasboras? What caught my eye with them? Well, I do a lot of trout fishing, and they look like a little brown trout. So I got a bunch of little brown trout in my aquarium. There's a lot of hobbyists out there that want to get in the aquariums, and they want to bring what seems to look like nature into their homes, into their offices. The reason why I'm doing Nano Fish is because you can put a group of fish in a 1-gallon tank and they'll survive. So that's why I'm so interested in it. It's not going to go away. Um, People are going to enjoy the nano fish. Do a lot of people enjoy the bigger fish? Will I get into it later on when I'm developing my business? Probably. Um, but right now, I'm starting out with the nano fish. Um, I bought some of my fish on eBay. I bought it directly through some websites. Um, so you do what you got to do to further your hobby, further what you're doing. Um, a lot of people will knock buying fish on eBay because it's not from an accredited seller that's on the internet. Well, you know what? There's people on there that are starting their businesses too, and they don't have this $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 warehouse built, getting fish in that they're getting imported in. So people got to get a start somewhere. So one of their avenues to sell is eBay. So why not give these people a chance? That's where I'm going to start selling on eBay, and I have some fish stores around my area, but one of them is probably the most nastiest fish store I ever walked into in my whole entire life. It's an embarrassment to my town that somebody could actually keep their fish like the way this guy's keeping the fish. Will I ever go back in there? No, I went in there one time, looked around, walked out, and I'll never go back in again. But that's me. That's my choice. So now I'm stuck with eBay, a few of the online fish places where people are starting out their businesses too. You know, I want to try to stay away from the big box stores if I can. I picked up the White Claws at PetSmart. They were affordable. I kind of went by them, saw them, they caught my eye, so I said, what the hell, that's a nano fish right there. So I'm going to give them a try as well. Now, when it comes down to cleaning the tanks the other day, or yesterday, one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to use soap. All right, if you have glass tanks, you can use a scouring pad. If you have an acrylic tank, you don't want a scouring pad because it's going to scratch the hell out of the inside of your tank. So be aware of what type of tank you have and what stuff you need to clean it with. Having a used tank, I used 3 simple things. I used a scouring pad, I used a scraper with a razor blade on it, and I used non-iodized salt. A lot of people wonder, but salt, when you put it on a pad, it's got an abrasive to it. And overall, if there's a residue left of the salt, guess what? It's not going to hurt your fish. Okay? Behind me over here, you can see behind me here a little bit, I have a shrimp hatchery. Okay? People will tell you, you have to go out and get brine shrimp salt. You have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do this, you have to do that. Well, guess what? That non-iodized salt, guess what? It's salt. It works. Does it work the best as having some of this other stuff? I think so. I had a 90% hatch rate on it. So why go out and spend all this extra money when you can get a container of salt and hatch out brine shrimp and get a good hatch rate? Just make sure you get the good brine shrimp eggs. And I'd have very few fish right now, so over 3 days, I used the shrimp and fed it for 3 days. Shrimp survive fine. Just the biggest thing is you got to keep air on them. You got to keep them rolling. All right. Now, unfortunately, I live in the city, so I have chlorine, chloramine, all this other crap that you really don't need in your body anyway. But unfortunately, the high officials in the government think we need to have our chlorine put in our bodies to purify the water. Well, all the new modern technology, well, they use UV ionizers, reverse osmosis, whatever they got to do. You know? So when I go in and put my conditioner in, I use Fritz. I researched the product, researched and researched and researched, and I feel that Fritz has a passion. Their products are a little bit more expensive, yeah. Do I have completely all Fritz right now? No. But will I? Yes. Because they're new. Not like Tetra. Tetra's been around for years and years and years. And I just feel that Fritz is on the cutting edge of things. Okay. I have TopFin. That's a PetSmart product for bacteria. Am I going to switch over to Fritz's stuff? Yes, I will. Like I said, I believe in the product. My brine shrimp and that I use, I got from Aquarium Co-op brine shrimp eggs. Why did I buy some stuff from Aquarium Co-op? I'm going to tell you why. Corey has a passion. And his passion is he wants to develop stuff. He wants to have stuff that he would use himself. And he just loves aquariums. He loves fish. And when he develops a product, he takes his time and develops it before he puts it on a shelf. I'm probably going to get haters for naming people, but I don't care. You know what? A lot of people hated me my whole entire life. But oh well, it is what it is. If I see something, if I know something, and I use some of these words, their thoughts and opinions, I'm going to tell you like it is. I'm not a person to pull punches. Never have been. One of the other products I use, because I just got the plants in from Dustin's Fish Tanks. Kind of skeptical as how they're going to work. I don't know. It was hot when they got here. A lot of stuff was like a light yellow. I'm hoping that they'll bounce back. I got a pretty good green thumb, so maybe I can get them to bounce back. I ordered Java moss about a month ago. Got that in the tank, and it's a slow grower. It's probably grown maybe an inch since I've had it. Now I've got some Java moss in every one of my tanks, and let's see what happens with it. One of the things that I did add in with these plants to help give it a little bit of a boost is Easy Green from Aquarium Co-op. Again, why did I buy something from Aquarium Co-op? Because they take time to get the right product that's going to help with nothing but help you succeed in what you get. And that's the reason why I bought the things that I bought. My brine shrimp hatchery is from them. I'm going to buy another one because guess what? Back when I was breeding betas, I used I believe it was a water bottle, okay, with a little bit of air. All this, they had brine shrimp hatcheries, but they just didn't, I could build it out, do it myself, you know. But this little brine shrimp hatchery that, again, I got from Aquarium Co-op, unfortunately I only got one. I should have got two. So that way when I start feeding out of one brine shrimp, I can start another one. So I'll be buying another one from them as well. I'm putting my tanks together the way I put them together. Like I said, I've listened to Father Fish. I've listened to Corey. I've listened to KG Tropicals. I listened to LRB. I've listened to all these people out there in YouTube. Vast knowledge I got from everybody. Okay? But I'm incorporating something from every single one of them, because do I think one person's way is 100% way of doing something? No. You got to find out what works for you. You know? Everything is trial and error. Once you get your niche of what you're going to do and how you want to have an aquarium, then you'll find that niche and you'll have success. And then you can take another tank, do the same thing, success. Is at some point in time you can have failure? Could there be a spike in ammonia? Yeah, it can happen. Anything can happen. Can the power go out for 4 or 5 days in your home? Yeah, it can happen, unfortunately. but it does happen. And then all of a sudden your house gets cold or it gets too hot, and now everything is dead again. So there are things out there, generators, you can get, battery supply backups and everything like that. Um, but like I said, I'm starting out, and in my area, we have very, very few power outages. If there is, it's only like maybe an hour or two, so it's not going to be anything major. And if anything major happens, I have a generator to where I can hook things up if I need to. I have a really good generator, so I'm not too worried about if I lose power. Wish I could have a solar array out back and run my whole fish room on a solar array, because that would be perfect. Free electricity, can't beat that. So anyway, my new tank cycling, it's taken a while, so I'm doing 50% water changes daily. When I put the water back in, I put my conditioner, I put a little bacteria into it. And then I also put some of the Easy Green for the plants in it. So I'm mixing it up there instead of putting a squirt in there and let it distribute. I put it in a 5-gallon bucket, put my little additives in there, and I give it, just like baking a cake, I stir it up. And I refill the tanks with it. Everything's surviving. Everything's working. As long as I keep an eye on all my ammonias, nitrates, and everything else, pH and everything, as long as you keep an eye on that, and you do your water changes like you're supposed to. Would I like to not have water changes? Yeah, I would like to not have water changes. But I have a garden outside, so I take what I take out of the fish tanks, and I take it out and I pour it in the garden. Why waste it, pour it down the drain? Take it out, reuse it. So, like I said, I'm starting this business here. It's going to be a journey. I hope everybody joins me for my journey, my success. And like I said, I'm not going to hide anything. If I have failures, I'm going to show you my failures. I'm going to tell you about my failures, But this is me starting my business, all right? If people out there can help, great. Send messages. But my biggest problem that I see on YouTube is you get these people out there that think they're the genius of everything, and they think they know everything. Well, this is a sad thing. Guess what? You don't know everything. Do I know Latin terms for plants, fish, all this other stuff? No, I'm just a common everyday guy. I went to high school. Yeah, I went to college later on in life, but I'm just a common person. Majority of the people that get into the hobby, they're just everyday people. There are Latin terms and there are other terms for them. Everyday terms that people can understand. So if I refer to something in just common terms, don't bash me about it. I could care less about Latin terms. As long as I get my point across, that's what it's about. I'm here to enjoy this hobby, and I want to help people develop their hobby as well, so they can enjoy the fish. Okay? Because isn't that what we're all here for? Helping each other out to enjoy aquarium keeping, enjoying little fish. For me, if I get stressed out, I can come down and look into my tank, and I just get relaxed. You know why? Because you see all this movement in there. You see fish moving around in there. You're watching your plants, how well they've developed, And then all of a sudden, you'll catch an eye out of your eye, you'll catch a baby. Wow. Success. I saw that this morning. One little baby. One little tiny baby I saw. Guess what? I was happy as hell. Just getting back into it, and I got a baby in there that I didn't even know or should even had expected to have it's more likely a baby guppy, but still, from what I was told from when I bought the fish, there's no way that should happen right now. Okay? But success. I've got some shrimp back here. Am I having really good success with that? No. I got to figure out this nano shrimp thing because I really want to get into that. I like the genetics about it. I like about the crossbreeding part of it. I mean, back when I was breeding betas back in the 90s, okay, I had some really good success with that because I developed and bred black betas, which is almost unheard of in the beta community, all right, especially back in the day. Somehow I crossed up a couple fish and it came out jet black, all right. I had a whole bunch of them. Had about, I would say about 80 of them that were turned out to be black. And what did I do? Well, guess what? I raised them up and I kept the gene. I kept breeding them, and I had a black beta. They say that the black betas are weaker, but never had any problem. Mine, they didn't get weak or anything. But success, you know. I've always bred guppies. Love the guppies. Call me a guppy nerd, I don't care. But they're just enjoyable. If you're first getting into the hobby and you want to breed some fish, guppies is probably the most easiest thing because they're going to cycle and breed and have babies about every 28 days. Okay. During this whole journey, am I going to claim to fame to know everything? No, I don't know everything. I don't think I could ever know anything, you know. But I research, I study, I read, I do everything. So I gain knowledge every single day. And back when I was raising fish in the 70s, I raised fish in the 80s, I raised fish in the 90s. So much has changed over the years, and it's great to watch YouTube out there to see all these new developments that's happened. Am I going to use every single one of them? No, because there were some things that happened back in the 70s, like they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So some of the stuff is not broken from the 70s. Has stuff improved? Yes, it has. You know? So I'm doing what I got to do to develop my hobby, my business. I know what worked in the past, what didn't work. Okay? My dirty tank in the bottom. I went to Lowe's and I got a lightweight potting soil. Okay? Put it in the bottom, make mud out of it, and cap it off with some play sand. Oh, you can't use play sand, it's too thin. Well, you know what? I went out and I spent $15 on a bag of black sand from a big company. Guess what? I hate the shit. Because all it's done is created problems for me so far. But hopefully, as the tank cycles, it's going to get better and better. Do I believe in all these substrates? No, I'm probably not going to use the substrates. I may give it a try. What the hell? But gravel, I like gravel for certain things. Plastic plants, I'll probably never have another plastic plant in my lifetime. Something about having a live aquarium is appealing to me. Like I said, these fish tanks calm me down. You know, they get me relaxed. So I'm not going to do much more today. There's going to be more videos in the future. I'm going to try to post 1 or 2 videos a week. If you like what you see, subscribe, hit the like button, do all this other stuff that you're supposed to tell people when you're doing YouTube. So, but come with me, come on my journey, and let's see where we go. And like I said, if you have any questions about aquariums, fish, if you have any questions about me, like I said, I'm going to be totally transparent. All right? So stay tuned for a future video. If you want to hit the alert button to get alerted when I post another one, go ahead and hit the alert button. All right? Y'all have a great day, and thank you for joining me today.